My name is Michael Venner. This is my video review of my code for the Java Object-Oriented Programming test or assignment number 2. I did a file that will upload the name, date of incarceration, and status of life of serial killers. And here's where it sets the code, or it constructs the class. This is the get and set name methods where it gets and sets the name of the serial killer. It throws a legal argument exception if you do not fill the name out in the GUI. Gets the status and sets a valid and has a valid status on whether or not they are alive. Gets the date that they are incarcerated as a local date and sets it, and if it's null, then it'll warn them to select a date. And this is the toString where it'll output it to a text file. This is the GUI. This is where you import all of the JavaFX required classes. These are the private instance variables. This is where you initialize the code that's required. This is the write to file where it'll take the result and print it to a file external from the GUI and NetBeans folder. This is where it tests whether or not the button was pushed to submit the link to the database. This is the GUI that it runs. I'll just input a few test names. A test date today, or a couple days ago, and the test status, submit it. Then do a second test name. Let's change the year, the month, and the day, and change the status. Then close it up. Check the file. And as you can see, it does input multiple separate sentences on whether or not they're in, and it doesn't overwrite